I've got an idea. Now look at this little book. I can't show you what's in there. I literally got this for £1.25 from Wilko's or somewhere, because I'm not really an art snob. And the paper in this is just as good as any other cartridge paper. And I create so much that I surround myself with it, because I'm not very good at getting art out and selling it. I've got an Etsy shop, and whether I don't keep it up to date, and I literally I booked myself onto 4 craft fairs last year, cost money, got it all up together, got it all sorted out the night before, and then didn't show up. So I kind of, not really an entrepreneur, but I create. It's what chills me out. I paint. It's non-stop. So as you can imagine, I am surrounded by stuff, because I think I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to make any money out of my art. I'm not sending myself down the river. I'm not saying I don't think it's good enough. Some of it is. But I just not got it about me. I sell a few bits here and there on Etsy, but I don't keep it up together enough to make it ever take off. But I can't stop anyway. I just can't stop. So I can't show you what's in here. Before I decided I couldn't show you what was in there, I kind of showed you what was in there. In a couple of my other videos, there's a couple of silly little paintings in there in some of the videos, but I've decided now, because the intention for this little book, not when I bought it, but after a while, was I'm going to paint my intentions and try and manifest. I hate that word. I hate it. It's overused. But I do believe that we can affect the waves, the particles and the waves. And so if we focus in one direction, that reality can actually manifest in that direction. So I thought, right, the only thing, whether I'm good at it or not is irrelevant. But the only thing that I want to do at the moment is paint. Because of my arthritis, I can't do a lot of the other stuff I used to do, this, that and the other. I mean, don't get me wrong, painting, because you've got to be in a position for so long, bloody hurts. I'm in agony now with my shoulders, but anyway, with my hands. Don't worry about that. So then I came to the decision that I was going to use this book, fill this book up. There's 30 sheets. I think there's only about 29 now, because I threw one away. But I wish I could show you, because I'm quite proud of some of the stuff in there now. The ones that I accidentally shown in some of my other videos aren't very good, but they were never supposed to be. It's like sketches. It was never supposed to be about finished product paintings. It's sketches to get my intentions out and hopefully change the particles into waves in the direction I want them to go in, rather than the direction they're going in, because they use symbols and they use colours and they use their intention to get their own way. So I wanted to turn it back. So I've got quite a few pictures in here now, and some of them I'm really quite proud of, and they're, because I haven't restricted myself to getting it perfect and spending like 3 months on trying to get something right, my imagination's been able to come out more, if you know what I mean, because I'm not like restricting myself. I'm just thinking, what do I want? Oh, okay, and how am I going to do it? I'm going to do it in that form, and then I just paint it. I don't give a shit if that doesn't look like that or that doesn't look like that. But so my ideas are starting to come out, because I'm not censoring them. And so I'm really quite proud of some of the stuff I've got in there. Mark's like, so my intention with this book is now, it's my version of, Tibetan monks, they do that, talked about this before, they get the sand and they spend like 3 or 4 months doing this beautiful mandala with different coloured sands. And when they finish, they take the sand down to the river, they sort of brush it all up, and we sort of like Westerners have a panic attack because I'm hiccuping, by the way. I'm trying to do quiet hiccups, which is strange. They spend 3 or 4 months doing these beautiful mandalas, and then they go down to they sweep it all up in a dustpan and brush, and then take it to the river and put it in the river. And it's because nothing in life is transient, and you know, all their intentions when they've been doing this mandala, because they're doing their chants and that, it's now gone into the river. And you know, I love the thought of water taking, you know, I don't know if you've heard me in my other videos, I had this like epiphany with water, and I was like, every time I have a shower or I'm anywhere near water, especially when I was on the boat in Norway, I would focus on a tiny little wave, and then I would imagine that wave touching that wave, and then that wave touching that wave, and then it all going back up into the sky, clouds, and then all coming back down in the snow. And so the whole world would be touched by my intention, what I was thinking when I was looking at this wave. And you could kind of got like, sort of, you could meditate by looking at it going in and out and in and out. But I do it in the shower as well. I think about the little droplets, and I used to actually say out loud, you know, peace, truth, you know, all these words, and I used to imagine the little droplets, and when they touch their little droplets. Anyway, kind of the similar thing to what we do with the egg ritual with Thomas and the frog spawn and apple thing. Kind of similar. Mark's going to come in and bloody ruin this now. But my idea with this book now... Are you stood outside the door? I think you... Mark? Yeah? I'm just doing a little video. I'll be 2 minutes. No. Are you listening outside the door? Oh, good. He's getting ready to go to football. So I've been really into looking at mycelium and toadstools and mushrooms, and how basically I think they're aliens. And if you only knew how much of the world that they cover and what they do, it's just phenomenal. So I had this idea of doing this book, finishing it with all my intentions in the paintings, and then burying it and let the mushrooms grab it and blah 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 blah. And so that mushroom would take to that mushroom, and then I thought, I don't really want just this book in the floor, in the ground, because I was like a bit worried about maybe the bleach hurting the little environment in the mud. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this book with my intention paintings, and I'm going to have a little look at the moon cycles and when's the best time to bring in the intention that I want, blah blah blah, and I'm going to burn it and then put it in the ground. And Mark's like, oh, make sure you do a video of it. And I'm like, no, because I listened to Thomas, and he's like, when you've done your sigils, don't bloody show people, you dickheads. So I'm not going to show anybody the pictures. And he's like, well, we've got to take pictures so we can remember them. And I'm like, I don't know. I said, I don't really think it's about that. I think that's sort of like the whole point of this is to get beyond materialism and make our intentions, you know, beyond that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So I am going to finish that book with some drawings I'm actually paintings I'm quite proud of. I'm going to burn it. I'm going to bury it so that the little mushrooms in the mycelium can come in, and like maybe a little worm will have a little chew or something, and it'll run off in that direction. And so on the back of this, because I came up with some really good like little pictures that I really liked, I want to recreate them, not like they are in there, but maybe some of the techniques or just some little tiny bits. And I thought, but I've got so much bloody art kicking around this house. I just, you know, I'm trying to downsize, but when you create, how can you downsize? So I'm going to do this little thing. I'm going to give, they're only going to be A5, like half the size of that. So I am going to do some pictures, because when I'm not doing this and I need a little break, and I'm quite enjoying what's going on in here, but I know nobody can see it and it's frustrating a little bit, take some of the elements out of there and just do some little pictures that I just enjoy because I have to create. And then I'm just going to put them on here, and the first person that says me can have it for free. As long as you don't live 4 billion trillion zillion miles away and it's not going to cost me 100 quid, I'll just post it to you for free. That can be my kind of like, I don't know, it's something I'm doing, something I'm giving. It's almost like a giving to charity thing, you know what I mean? It's almost like that, like a little sacrifice of, I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, keep a lookout, because I'm going to start doing some of these little A5 pictures and put them on my videos, and if you're quick enough you can have it for free if you want. If not, that's fine too. Bye.